My college boyfriend once outran the LAPD in a 7th generation Suburban. The U.S. military uses these vehicles in special forces operations. The Chevy, Suburban, and Tahoe are big, badass, brash SUVs, and now they're about to get a refresh.
The front fascia gets a refresh. You'll get a unique grille on both the Suburban High Country and Z71 Tahoe. The one on the Z71 is easy to clean out in case you get it dirty, because you're going to be off-roading in it. Also, that Z71 gets you a functional skid plate and red tow hooks. The headlights change on both the Suburban and Tahoe just a little bit. They're a tad bolder.
20-inch wheels come standard on the Z71, but you can get 18s, 22s, or 24s on both the Tahoe and Suburban, depending on what trim you get.
Here's a look at that unique grille on the Suburban High Country. It gets functional air curtains to make it as aerodynamic as this thing can get. Other new design elements include the rear on the Tahoe. There's a solid piece of black trim now that makes it look a little bit wider, gives it a little bit of a broader stance from the back. It gets the black ice logo. I think that looks good. This comes on the ST and Z71 on both the Tahoe and Suburban trims.
I just want to take a second for this paint. This is called Lakeshore Blue Metallic. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Other design features include these frosted clear taillights, unique to the Suburban High Country, and premier trim levels. Quad exhaust tips on both Tahoe and Suburban have a signature look. Also, the Suburban gets a little bit of a light show when you turn it on to shine up the area around you.
The big news in the interior is this 17.7-inch touchscreen. This is standard now on all trims, which is fantastic. There's also an 11-inch digital gauge cluster here that's going to be really customizable. So these are nice modern tech features. The touchscreen is oriented toward the driver, so visibility should not be a problem. But Chevy has done us a solid and not completely abandoned buttons, because you still get your volume knob here. You get HVAC controls right here. It's a nice mix of touchscreen and button, and I really like it. As far as the design, they've simplified things quite a bit. So it kind of has this very sort of simple but kind of elongated look. I actually really like the way that it's all laid out. It's really attractive. On this High Country also, you're going to get really luxe and premium materials. This is real open pore wood. You get perforated leather, the nice stitching. Overall, I think the interior is greatly improved, and they've done a really nice job.
It gets a new steering wheel, and Super Cruise is optional on the LT, RST, Premier, and High Country trims. Under the hood, there are 3 engine options. The 5.2-liter V8 comes standard, but the 6.2-liter V8 comes standard on the High Country. There is a 3-liter diesel option that gives you more torque. And the diesel is now an option in the Z71 trim, hence that grille being a little bit more open on that Z71.
Each one of those engine options comes standard with a 10-speed automatic transmission.
Steering and ride handling have both been refined. The magnetic ride has been reworked for more control and should make both of these vehicles feel a bit smaller than they actually are. The passive suspension does come standard, but you can get a magnetic ride with coils and magnetic ride with air.
That air suspension is not standard on any trim, but it is an available option on the RST trim level and above.
There are some new active safety features that come standard, including adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, forward collision alerts, following distance indicator, lane keeping assist, auto high beams, rear park assist, front pedestrian braking, and a high-def rear vision camera.
So there is what they're calling an auto sense tailgate that's incorporated here. So if I walk up to the back of the vehicle and I stand here, there it's going to do the lights, it's going to give me a little bit of a show, and then it's going to open up. So if I'm carrying big packages, I don't need to mess around with my foot under there. The tailgate's just going to open. So there is a new feature that is going to be available back here, and it's basically a radar system that will be able to detect micro movements. So just in case you leave a dog or a child in the back and you're just not aware of it, it will remind you, first on the screens in the front, second with some honking and some horns and some kind of indicator on the vehicle, and thirdly in an app, so you're not leaving anyone behind.
There's also a new camera that faces into the vehicle, so it's like that Ring camera, and you can use an app to see if you've left something in the car, say a bag, or do a safety check, where you don't have to actually go back to the car. You can also opt into a feature that can record crashes 30 seconds before and after, as well as a theft alert 30 seconds before and after the event. All of these recordings are encrypted.
When you are ready to purchase a new Tahoe or Suburban, click on the link above. Kelley Blue Book can help you find a fair purchase price.
Max trailering capacity is 8,200 pounds on the Suburban and 8,400 pounds max on the Tahoe. It also gets a forward path indicator for the trailer and a tire health monitor to help make sure that you've got the right tires rated for the correct load and speed on your trailer.
Pricing has not been announced yet, but will be closer to launch at the end of 2024. In the meantime, we can dream and look forward to the new styling cues, as well as some of that great technology that's going to be coming on the interior. Of course, I cannot wait to get in these things and see how these big bad boys drive. And I promise I won't try and outrun any cops.